The Ethernet fabric in a cloud infrastructure has to be broken up. Excuse me for pausing there. And let me just draw out a couple switches here. Typically in a cloud environment or any real IT infrastructure, you're going to have both a production network as well as a core management network. Now, some people call it the backup network. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Usually you have your production traffic going one direction on one set of switches and your management switches, satisfying management needs. And I'm going to draw out this differentiator or this difference between these two fabrics is vitally important to understand how you size out and price a cloud solution within your organization, because they both have related costs. So here represented, and we'll finish drawing out the blue one here. Of course, everything is dual honed, right? So 100% replicated, dual path access to the Ethernet fabric. So this is Ethernet. We're talking Ethernet here, not fiber channel, just Ethernet. Now you may have iSCSI in your environment or something of that nature, so that would fall into this. But let's just talk here, just real basic, about an Ethernet fabric. On the top there in the orange, of course, is listed our production and our core down at the bottom. So let's draw out some of the appliances slash servers. So you may have an ITEL environment running. For example, at Dell, that may be the case servers. So you may have some of those running in the environment to do ITEL work and help desk. Both of those are case appliances. So you may have those connected. Those take up Ethernet ports on the core fabric, one each typically. You may have a network attached storage, especially if you're running a KVM environment where you need a NAS device in order to run the environment. So here we have a NAS environment that is out there. You're going to need network ports for that network attached storage. Multiple ports, by the way, multiple ports. Then you have lights out operations. So lights out would be on the server itself. In Dell world, that is the iDRAC. Other manufacturers have other names for it, but it's a lights out that's on the server. And then, of course, you have lights out on the PDU itself. All of those so far are on the core network. Now let's talk about the production network a little bit. You have the virtual machines, right? What we call in Red Hat a Rev H server. So those are virtual. Now you also have on the core network a virtual infrastructure with some physical servers. So that's your Rev M as well as Rev H there. And so there you have your virtual infrastructure to support your virtual machines. So you're going to have physical hosts connecting to the production environment. Now, in the production environment that I'm drawing in now, with the virtual machines, those are going to be sized based upon users coming in, right? You have the need for 400 virtual CPUs. See the other video on sizing servers with virtual CPUs, and then you'll know how many physical ports are required for that production network. You also have an extended network infrastructure that you're going to have to plug into. For example, a leaf and spine infrastructure. If you have a spine in there, in Dell world, that's the Z9000. You're going to need to put that in there. And then converters, often you're going to have to convert from speed and media type in order to get around the environment. So you may have converters, an Ethernet fabric that are converters. Those have to connect into ports as well. And then, of course, you have firewalls. So your firewall is going to have to connect and protect your production as well as your core environments. So you're going to have those switch ports that you're going to need to calculate for. So you have to make sure that you understand what those ports are and how they connect in the environment. Let's see if we have anything else. Let's see here. Yep, you also have in the environment, you'll have some sort of IDS malware type of environment, IDS, IPS, that may be in addition to the firewall. So you're going to have those connecting in your core. And then you're going to have a bunch of physical servers that just kind of do things within the core. For example, backup, access control, management, security, etc. within the environment, taking up ports on that Ethernet fabric.